are at their door. Let's set these guys alight. The next step up, the intermediate grade, sponsored by Trust House. Timekeepers ready. Competitors set, go. And we're off once again. Just watch the junior final. We found a winner in that. This is the intermediate final. We are going to find a winner in this very shortly. Another instant prize giving, ladies and gentlemen. Way into the first hind leg for Chris Dixon on stand number 3. Opening up the undermine. He's come out swinging. This young man from Ekatahuna screwing up the neck. So he's firing on all 8 cylinders, this man. Up into the base here. Up comes Paola Moanaloa. Up comes Mark Ferguson. Cullen Pritchard is right there as well. Braden Clifford, the man from the deep south, is up there the neck, and he's breaking open and into the cheek. Round the back of the head from Keith Swan, the Wairarapa warrior. Down there on the far stand, he slides around into the first front shoulder, but Chris Dixon turns for home. He's got a very awkward sheep. Oh, just as he's swinging at him, he's waving to the crowd with his back legs, that one. But come very close to things very precious to Chris Dixon. Unfortunately, didn't get him. Down over the last front shoulder it is for Chris Dixon. Cullen Pritchard chasing hard, making the most of the fact that Chris's sheep was kicking, cost him a wee bit of time. Down comes Paola Moanaloa, last front shoulder for Mark Ferguson as well. Braden Clifford is there as well, the young man from Waikaka on stand 5. Right into the toe for Keith Swan, but Chris Dixon, Gerald, steps in and out of the pen. 1 minute 19 seconds on the clock, and he's got his second sheep on the board.
Yeah, it's going well. They're starting to settle in. They're powerfully strong sheep, aren't they? And they've got a bit of that dry cut about them, all right, which can make them do a bit of dancing and wriggling. And, of course, they've got to settle the nerves. They've got to get control of that. She's a bit of a mind game up here at this level. You can't go in there just with sheer brute strength. It's not enough. You've got to keep things nice and relaxed and moving. Into the belly wall goes Ferguson and out the back. Look at this trouble Dixon's having as he fires up the neck there. Round he goes into the base of the ear, and you've got to stay in the base of the ear. You come any further than the base of the ear, you'll nick the ear, and it just bleeds like a shaving cut. Just doesn't stop. It's the smallest little nick, and you have blood all over the side of the sheep. And that's not part of the deal in a shearing shed. It's definitely not part of the deal in the Golden Shears final. Can tell you that as away he goes on the long blow. But Keith Swan says, hey, it's game on. Here we go. We might be good mates off the board here, but right at the moment, what happens on the paddock stays on the paddock. We can have a good old laugh about this later. Onto the shoulder goes Dixon, up and over. No Hollywoods here. It's good. We like this. They're all doing it well. Pritchard round towards the long blow. Who's the man on stand 5 there? Braden Clifford from the south. He flicks the leg over and starts rolling home too, but look smack bang in the middle here. Who we got? It's going to be stand 2. Porter, and no, he's just in behind there with Dixon. He's chasing him hard though. Pulls out a little beauty, in goes Ferguson. Moana Roa says, hey boy, I'm just starting to get warmed up. My general pattern in the shed is it takes me 2 or 3 to get the body going, just to limber up, and the show's going to be no different. And at this stage, with the amount of sheep we've got, which is 8, some will be better than others. And when you've got a bit of a trained eye, even at an intermediate level, you'll know. And that's your call to make, whether you're going to pull out 2 or 3 quick ones and try to rattle the cages of the rest, or you're just going to work your way through and save them for the end and pounce on someone and come in with a huge big finish. Into the base of the air. Moana Roa does that, and round he goes, but Dixon throws a leg over and locks it up. Pritchard's right up the back there, up the undermine. Clifford's round he goes. Who's the one down the bottom? And Keith Swan again. He spins round. There's absolutely nothing in it, Kerry. It's still they're feeling their way. Still plenty of time to get going. Look at this. Who's going to be the first one in for sheep 4? I'm looking right across the board because the speed stakes is changing all the time. New leaders coming and going, and the youngster on 2 is chasing hard, but he's lost a couple of shots there. Dixon dives in, Kerry.
Yeah, beautiful shearing by these young fellas. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, Trust House Intermediate Shearing Final, Golden Shears 2019, ladies and gentlemen. Moana Roa, he's in for sheep number 4. Ferguson's in for 4, but it's still the young fella. Stand number 3. Up the neck he goes. Chris Dixon round the shoulders. Takes the trimming on the backside of there. Ooh, Callum Pritchard, sheep number 4. Another bit of a niggler for him. He's got it under control, ladies and gentlemen. Off comes the belly. First leg for him. Chris Dixon, he says, boys, I'm starting to make a break. I'm starting to open me shoulders. Down and over the flank he goes. Trimming on the top side of the leg. Under that final leg. Down and out the flank. Down there on stand 5, Keith Swan. Up the neck he goes. Sheep 4, number 4 on the board for him. Up and round the shoulders he goes. Pops that shoulder out. Takes the trimming on the top side and down and into the long blow. Chris Dixon, he will be the first one in for 5, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Masterton. This is your intermediate shearing final. Out onto the board comes sheep number 5. Norm, what a cracking final we've got here.
Ooh, cracking final is indeed, Kerry. And goes Paula Mawanaro on stand number 2. Finishing touches down that last side for Mark Ferguson and Braden Clifford. Round onto the last front shoulders. Keith Swan down in the far stand on stand number 6. But Chris Dixon got it in the bag as far as speed goes at this stage. But don't hold your breath because there's still 3 sheep to go. And goes Mark Ferguson. Another sheep coming out for him. Sheep number 5 it is on the board. He'll get going a wee bit. Don't worry about that. Braden Clifford, the young man from Gore. Down on the stand number 5. He's in and out. In and out is Keith Swan. Change of steel first though. He's going to change a hairpiece. New comb, new cutter. And in and out he'll step. Sheep number 5 coming out by Chris Dixon. Turns for home. Down over the last front shoulder. Sheep number 5 it is on the board. Callum Pritchard, another couple of shots. Callum will be in for his 5th sheep as well. 8 in total. Down the last side, pause. Chris Dixon, the leader in the speed stakes, gives a bit of a kick and a wriggle. Just got to pull the head forward and it still gives it a bit of a kick and a wriggle. Not happy either way. Oh, reminds me of my ex-wife, Gerald.
Right, yeah, and he does the finishing touches there. Hold it together, mate. Stay professional. They're all professional. Look at these intermediate shearers. They are just flying. Whoops, the handpiece has got somewhere. Where's it ended up? It's a rehook for Dixon. He has lost a little bit of ground there, but he kicks it into gear now and starts bearing the handpiece into the belly wall. Moana Roa says, I think that's a good idea. The whole lot are going for a change of steel. How's is Swan going down the bottom stand? He was the first one to do that. Has it worked well for him? If you watch the first sort of 4 or 5 blows, you can tell if the fresh cut is working and the different comb is entering well. If you've got a bit of a trained eye. The Swan is on the journey home now, but Dixon has recovered well. Moana Roa says, holy smoke, I should have had this steel on earlier. That comb is entering and cutting like a beautiful little thing. Moana Roa's going to give Dixon a hurry up, folks, on the journey home. I've got a bit of a trained eye and I've got the best seat in the house here at the moment. Round he goes. He's starting to warm up. Dixon's listening to the mic and thinking, holy smoke, I better open the shoulder blades up. No holds barred now. He goes down the journey home. He's chasing Pritchard, who's one behind. He's going to put the blinker on him. Pritchard had a naughty sheep there for a while and he had to give it a good telling off. And that's not ideal here in a final. He takes a deep size. He goes in for sheep. It'll be sheep 6 in his case, but 7 in front of him. The blinker has been given. But here we go. Moana Roa. I said he's going to come at him because that fresh cut, and he's doing that. Ferguson on the front stand, doing what needs to be done. He says, I'm not worried if I don't hear my name. I'm here. I want to hear it later on when it's talking about the podium, the cash and sash time. That's what we want. Moana Roa now. Look. Oh, he's got a beautiful cut going there, Kerry. He is just blowing it out. Who else? There's the local boy down the way. Clifford. He's on the long blow too. And beyond that, we've got Swan. And he's got a good cut going too. But I can tell you the right handpiece and the right comb and cutter at the moment is sitting on 2 here.
Ladies and gentlemen, down and into the long blow and the boy on to
Here he comes.
Moana Roa. He's coming for you, Chris Dixon. He is coming for you. They finished a long blow together. Sheep number 7. Come on, my boys. Up and over the shoulder they go. Stands 2, stands 3. Nothing in this, ladies and gentlemen, in this trust house. Intermediate final. Down and out the flank they go. Right out to the tips of the toes. Come on, Masterton. Pour it in, and we've got a new leader, ladies and gentlemen. Garland Pritchard in there for sheep number 7, but it's still the boys on 2 and 3. They're coming out swinging. Off comes the belly on 2. Down the first egg he goes. Change a handpiece, Norm. I reckon that has done the trick. Up the neck he goes. Breaks the neck will open and takes the cheek will. Come on, Chris Dixon. Don't lay down and die, my boy. Up the neck he goes. Round the shoulders and takes the trimming on the backside of the leg on the boy on 2. Chris Dixon works his way around the shoulder. Rightio, no, I'll let you bring him home. Finishing touches there. Down and over the brisket. Under that final shoulder, the young fella on 2. Down and out the flank he goes. Right out to the tips of the toes. There we go, Masterton. Get in behind your local sheriff, Parada Moana.
Paora Moana, ladies and gentlemen, hit the red button in 10 minutes and around that 50-odd second mark for 8 sheep. This sets the standard for the rest of the finals we're going to witness tonight. Chris Dixon, he's just having a wee bit of a discussion with that one as to how he wants it to sit, and he's won the argument. Right out to the toe he rolls, another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for the button himself. Chris Dixon lead from the start, but Paora Moana knew when to kick into gear. Hits the red button as Chris Dixon. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Sure like a champion all the way through. Well done, Chris. The rest of the field on the board with sheep number 8. The 8th and final sheep right the way across. Mark Ferguson swings and drops into the long blow. Colin Pritchard, top knots off, and up the neck he goes. Right there is Braden Clifford on stand. Number 5 from the deep south, ladies and gentlemen. Down on the far side is Keith Swan. Opens the neck up and into the base of the ear. Round the back of the head he'll roll. So nothing between stands 4, 5 and 6. Mark Ferguson, he's going to be the next man looking for the red button. Down the last side he punches. Slides out onto the back leg. Another couple of big blows from Mark, and he'll be looking for the red button. And turning for home are our other 3 competitors. Colin Pritchard, Braden Clifford and Keith Swan in about that order. Well done, Mark. Time clock has stopped on stand number 1. That's his bid and looking for the red ribbon. Right out to the back leg for Colin Pritchard. Another couple of shots. He'll be reaching behind him as well to stop his clock. Another couple of blows. And time clock stopped there for Colin Pritchard on stand 4. Stand number 5. Braden Clifford, well done. Go the south, Braden. And Keith Swan right out onto the back leg. Good young share of this man. He rolls over the tail. Give them a huge hand, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic final of intermediate grade shearers. And a big thanks to Trust House for sponsoring that one. Gerald's going to get up if he can catch this as an instant prize giving rather, folks. So those shearers might want to just stay up on the board, please. We have 1 or 2 other presentations as well, so Gerald's just going to get a quick interview maybe of 1 or 2 of them and see what they're thinking up there, Gerald. It's a big final, 8 sheep. They'll still be breathing pretty deeply, but you might catch one there somewhere that might want to answer a couple of questions for you.
Paora. Take a seat down here, buddy. You're the speedster. We always like picking out the speedsters. Now tell me.
Hi there, viewers out there in the World Wide Web. Beaming live to you from the Masterton War Memorial Stadium Hall in the beautiful Wairarapa, and a special guest, and man, we're very privileged to have this guy here. The current leader of the Mighty Blue National Party, Mr. Honourable Simon Bridges.
Kia ora, great to be with you. It's very exciting. Look, no, you're not on it, I'm on it. It's my first time at the Golden Shears, and whilst I knew a fair bit about it, and I've had friends who've been quite involved, it's a real eye-opener.
You blew my socks off there for a moment. I was really impressed with the introductory. Thank you very much for taking the time out. No, it is an honour for us, and of course an honour for you to get out and meet the people.
Definitely.
This is where the economy is built. This is where money is generated, out in the boondocks, in the country, not in the city anymore, is that?
You're so right. And, you know, if you think about it, here's a good fact for you. Over half of our exports are food. So, you know, put that in perspective. It's things like this, you know, the productive agricultural rural economy that makes New Zealand still today tick.
Oh, it is without a doubt. Well, let's swing a little bit more political, because currently we actually don't think the current government values agriculture.
Yeah, I can understand why you say that. I mean, whether it's some of the rules and the regulations they put in place, whether it's their view that dairying in its days are numbered, whether it's the taxes they're putting on. I mean, they've just had this tax working group that's got several new taxes effectively for agriculture. All of these things, I think, can well give you that sort of perspective, Coral.
Let's name one, capital gains tax.
Yeah. Well, I'm worried about it. And here we are, you said it yourself, we're in the mighty Wairarapa. And what I know about this area is it's incredibly productive. You've got probably as many lifestyle blocks here as anywhere in New Zealand. Got a lot of farming. All of that will be whacked with a capital gains tax. So if that doesn't worry the people here, I don't know what will.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Watch this space. Hey, well, I'm not sure how far away you are, but we've had the agricultural college that's been going for many years. Taratahi has now ceased operations. So, and I go back to the comment about this current government doesn't seem to be supporting. So, is there anything, or do you know of anything that's in line to actually get out there and have our training carry on as it used to?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I'd be really interested to hear people who did have ideas. I think what is true is, you know, and you've said it when we were talking before yourself, Taratahi had its problems, but the concept and what it was seeking to do was fantastic. And what we do need to do is make sure we are continuously raising up a new generation in the primary sector who know what they're doing, who can work on the land. And in a sense, this is part of that. This is part of New Zealand's heritage, what we're seeing here, the shearing. It was great to see the young ones at it, competing very vigorously. We need to keep all of that going. But training is also critically important. And honestly, I don't know what the answer is, what our next phase is, but I know we do need to have a next phase because of the importance of the sector.
Wow, that's wonderful. I like what I'm hearing, and I like the time. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time. We could be sitting here for the next 24 hours.
And we would solve all of the world's problems.
We'd have a good go. There's water taxes, there's all these things, there's the environment, and hopefully, and I don't say hopefully, and in opposition at the moment, you will be debating those vigorously, won't you?
Yeah, we are. I mean, you mentioned the environment. Last week, we put out a paper with a whole lot of detail about our environmental ideas, because we know that New Zealanders trust us on the economy.
Yes.
We need them to trust us on the environment as well, because we know how important it is. And actually, they don't need to be in conflict. We can have both. We can have a strong economy and a strong environment. And so we are, as you said, not waiting for the government. We know that they've had a lot of working groups. They're not necessarily sure about what they're doing. We can't wait. We'll make sure we're doing the mahi so that in 2020 people have a clear sense of what we'd be like if we were the government.
Good. To wrap it up, Simon, the wool pricing for the strong wool, that's what we're shearing here at the moment, is not enjoying great returns. It's very poor.
What is it, about $3-4 a kilo?
And less, and less. And there was a guy called Winston Peters campaigning on the road. And he stood up, could have been in this very town, I'm not quite sure, but he said every government office in New Zealand or that he's involved with, in New Zealand aeroplanes will all have New Zealand wool in them. And we're still waiting for that to happen. So maybe somebody can talk to him about that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be too political, but I think what we're finding is talk is a bit cheap. Actually, what people need is they need actions and plans on the ground. And I can tell you this much, Colin, from my perspective, National will make sure we're developing real plans that we will implement for New Zealand, and certainly for that, let's be honest about it, the rural sector, which we know has supported us so strongly in the past, and we want to support us strongly in the future.
Well, I think we've wrapped up the time. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Good.
And then I'll go back and say it is a wonderful pleasure to have you and your family here. You've got a brother that's a principal here,
Yeah.
and he obviously loves it. It's a lovely school. And Honourable Simon Bridges, thank you very much.
Kia ora.
And kia ora. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. Well, we've got to go back to the stadium. Thank you, Toby.
Righty-ho. As you'll see up there on the screens, another great thing of the techno these days is you can give the our sponsors them.
Edwin O'Hara, could you come to the announcers desk, please? Edwin O'Hara.